This might be a hot take, but I will take clean waist-high waves over pumping overhead waves any day. It could just be that I'm not good enough, but I'm always having way more fun in small waves. And this was exactly one of those days. I knew the swell was going to be tiny, but it was offshore and clean. There was no way I wasn't going to paddle out. So I headed to my usual surf spot, and what I saw made me happy as a kid on a Christmas morning. I was looking at the best knee-to-waist-high waves I had ever seen.
Oh no, that was stupid. Oh.
I couldn't believe it, and I've surfed here long enough to know that the locals don't even bother paddling out when it's knee-high. I knew it was going to be one of those rare sessions all alone in perfect waves. I have decided to include every single wave in this video, even the failed paddle-ins like the one you just saw. I want you to experience the entire thing just like you were there. The swell picked up throughout the entire session and the waves ramped all the way up to a good chest high towards the end. And just like I had predicted, no one ever showed up. I had this spot all to myself for about 2 hours. This session ticked all the boxes of what I consider to be a perfect session. As you can see, the sandbar was super shallow. The end section was often breaking right on the sand, so I had to be quite careful with my finishing turns. I feel like I'm always saying that, but the start of my session was actually pretty average. I missed some paddle-ins and took off too deep a few times. And as per usual, I knew it all came down to just one wave to really figure it out. I've also decided to let every single wave roll all the way from start to finish because they looked too good to be cut halfway through that day. The swell really picked up from here on, and I started figuring out my positioning. That was my first really good wave of the day, and it pretty much set the tone for the remaining of the session. I'll talk less from now on, and I'll let you appreciate the surfing.
Oh my lord. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm gonna shoulder hop from this thing if I can, and I can. I didn't really feel like hitting that inside section. It's super shallow there. Really shallow. Don't want to break my shins or my bones.
I did try to go left once, just to make sure that it wasn't worth it. The left was simply always closing out.
was in the sand. Oh my god. Look guys. I was in the sand. No water. Is my board fine? I think it is fine. It's a little bit scratched here, you can tell. It doesn't catch the nail at all. Okay, I'm not doing that again. Wave of the freaking day, and I think I'm too late. Oh my god.
I was so bummed to have missed that one. If only I had worried less about my board and more about the paddle out, I would have probably caught it.
Oh my god, I can't believe how shallow it gets here. Oh, oh, that was the one. I should have waited for this one. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm gonna miss the entire set. Oh. Oh. Holy moly. That's a good wave. Ooh. Even that one, tiny, but it's gonna peel for sure. Oh my gosh.
As the tide was filling in, the wave was breaking further in and I was left with very little space for my turns. I actually quite liked it because it forced me to focus on flowing quickly between turns. I mean, look at this next wave, for example. It is going to break perfectly, but notice how fast it gets to the shoreline.
I had to try. I think it was doable. Alright.
I always get overly excited whenever it starts pitching at this size. I have a very strong tendency to overestimate the makeability of those tiny barrels.
I think it's starting to tube. Oh, this wave is so much fun.
I don't think any of the waves I pulled into were actually makeable, but in my mind, I am always that close from making it out. And here we are. I had been out there for about 2 hours at this point, and I needed to come in to go to work. This was my very last wave. It wasn't great, but the spot was starting to shut down. I honestly think it stopped working shortly after I came in. This session was just pure bliss. Scoring a beach break at this size is always difficult. You really need a magic sandbar to make that type of swell interesting with the shortboard. That day, not only did I stumble upon such a magic sandbar, I also was the only one to find it. And not only that, I also was there at the perfect time. This all felt like a dream, and I was buzzing the entire day. I truly hope you guys get to experience one of those sessions one day. I also hope that you got to experience it a bit through this video and that you enjoyed that moment. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had one of these, and if you haven't, what would your definition of a perfect session be? Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.